Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Come on in. Guys, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're grateful for. It is Sunday, May 21st. Oh, Taurus season's over. Woo, 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 Tauruses. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo to us. It's going to be okay. Happy Sunday, guys. We are live to recap a variety of things, okay? We have to talk about Love and Marriage episodes 5, 6, and 7 because, you know, I was away in London, so we didn't have an opportunity to talk about it. We also have to talk about the season premiere of Belle Collective as well, all right? Denmark is in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everyone watching. I know Canada's in the building. What's going on? Shout out to our King's Guards. We could not do this without them. Good morning. St. Louis is in the building. Detroit. We got to talk about that too. Love and Marriage Detroit is coming. How do you feel about that? Hold on. Let me switch something up. Hold on, y'all. It's a live show, but let me switch something up. I want to do a little different. Let's see. No, I don't like that either. Look, I don't like that either. Ooh, that's better. That's better. All right. Orlando, Florida's in the building. Gemini season's here. Shout out to all the Geminis. Diana, when's your birthday? Diana, our mod, is her birth. She's a Gemini. So I know her birthday's coming up. If you're a Gemini, drop replay crew. I want to know too. If you're a Gemini, let us know. Happy Gemini season. Oh, Taurus season's over. Florence, Italy's in the building. Really? Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to everyone watching from around the country and around the world. We appreciate you being here on the Kempire channel. For those that are watching on TikTok, if it's freezing for you, head on over to our YouTube channel or watch us on Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter, The Kempire there. And just you have a variety of places where you can watch, okay? So if it's freezing for you, if there's an issue, head on over there, okay? It's been a while since we've been live on a Sunday to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, but let's get into a countdown to get the notification squads out there. And if there is a family member, a friend, or whatever it may be, let them know we are live. We are live for our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Belle Collective. Let's get into a countdown and let's get this party started.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you know, we don't just talk about reality TV here. We talk about everything in pop culture. And if you missed it, we've had an amazing week in our community. We are celebrating being on The Real Housewives of Atlanta last Sunday. We are also celebrating being on episode 2 for the season 2 of Young, Famous, and African on Netflix. So if you missed it, be sure to go check that out and tag me when you found it and watched it. So shout out to all of you that have been celebrating and hating. Whoa. But here's the thing. When you start achieving success, people are like, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Successful? Come on now. Don't say, let me look, because you know it's Sunday, so always gotta preach a little word. Here's the thing. Please do understand, and all of you in our community obviously know, this success came with a lot of hard work. So when you guys are, chilling at night and you signed off for the night and you're no longer clocked into work, I'm here at my desk working. Okay? I'm on vacation working. All right? So I'm going to celebrate every 5 seconds of success that I may get. And you should too. All right? And that's just why I always tell you guys to be team you. You should celebrate you. You should enjoy what you bring. Every little thing. If it was a $5 raise at your job, celebrate it. Or 50-cent raise at your job, celebrate it. And stop being miserable. Happy Sunday, guys. So first off, let's just get into, because we have a lot to talk about. So while I was away, they announced that Love and Marriage is expanding the franchise. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I was pleasantly surprised at the city. So shout out to Miss Bernice. I did think of Miss Bernice when they announced this. Miss Bernice says, Love and Marriage Detroit, can't wait. Unfortunately, the Scotts are going to be on it. Well, you know what it is. They have to have some sort of known introduction for the show. Remember with DC, they had someone that was on the Real Housewives of Potomac. So that was kind of, it helped bring attention to the show. So I'm sure that was part of the reason. All right. So yeah, so Love and Marriage Detroit is coming. Hold on. Because I want to, wait, where is it? Here it is. So Love and Marriage Detroit is coming. And I know here it is. So this is our friends over at Decider wrote this up. So I want to make you know what we do here. We always cite our sources. So they write this. They said, OWN's hit series Love and Marriage has filmed Washington, D.C. and Huntsville, Alabama. And news of the Warner Brothers Discovery 2023 upfronts this week is that a new season based out of Detroit will be arriving, next month. Series creator Carlos King is a Detroit native himself. And the new show will focus on lives and marriages of 3 couples per deadline. The first is Russell and Colby Harris, a married couple with a small daughter. Okay. Russell attends divinity school while Colby is an influencer trying to make a career of it. She's friends with another influencer who appears on the show, Christina Bowman Smith. And I already know how you guys feel about influencers being on reality TV. But this is a real job, y'all. Influencers are a real job and a hard job. Shout out to all the influencers. It's a hard job. Y'all think it's easy because they make it look easy. And it's not easy trying to make it look easy, but they make also a pretty good coin too. Keep sleeping on the influencers. I wish I could be an influencer in that way. When we talk about influencers, I wish I could be an influencer in that way when it comes to kind of things that they do. Okay, but it's hard work. All right. So they continue. It says, on the show, Christina and her husband Brandon find their marriage tested by Brandon's decision to start working with women who aspire to be in the music industry. Rounding out the cast are Anthony and Dr. LaToya Thomas, a couple who have been together for 14 years, but face their own problems thanks to in part to LaToya's success as a breadwinner and Anthony's position as the leader in a local men's movement. A local men's movement. I wonder what that is. What in the Louis Ruelas? No. We'll see. We'll see. The show's logline explains Detroit is on the rise and so are the people. It's a city where Black culture is strong. This re-emerging city is all about family, friendship, business, excellence, and of course, love and marriage. Love and Marriage Detroit will center on a group of African-American families with deep ties to Detroit who have decided to stay in the city and prove that they can provide the best lives possible for their families in this community on a comeback. Ooh, a comeback group? Just asking. The new series is set to premiere on June 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern on OWN. I'm guessing right after Love and Marriage DC or Love and Marriage. Because one is DC is supposed to come back with like 10 more episodes. And Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right. So I just wanted to mention that to you guys. So Love and Marriage Detroit is coming. And these are the 3 main couples. I don't know. Look, I'm open to it. It's a new city. Just because, DC didn't necessarily bring what we thought it would bring, even though it's not bad, DC. We're not hating on DC, but I know a lot of you are like, I'm not feeling DC, not the way that I was feeling Huntsville when it first premiered. You never know. Detroit might bring it. And again, this is the home city of Carlos King. So he's probably going to put a little bit more extra love into it because it is his city. Maybe. Okay. So, yesterday I dropped a video because normally I do not do separate videos talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Unless it's like really serious. You know what I mean? Like something is like, oh no, we have to talk about this outside of the recap. So I dropped a video yesterday talking about Melody. So Melody went on Instagram Live. And again, I know some people were like, well, no, you got to give the full story. She went on Instagram Live responding to someone else's Instagram Live. To me, please understand, my work here is commentary. This is not journalism. I keep reminding you guys, this is not journalism. My response was reacting to what she was saying. The allegations that she had against Martell, possibly trying to threaten to leak an intimate tape of her. That was what the video was. It wasn't to go down the gambit of, oh, this person did this one or da-da-da. And I get it. The reason why you want that done, because you don't want people to think that Melody just decided to come on Instagram Live to attack Martell. I think at this point we kind of know that that's not how she necessarily rolls. But yesterday we did that video talking about that. And I was very impassioned. And when I did the video, that wasn't my intention. My intention really was just to kind of just react to what she was saying in the video. And I guess that was just my natural reaction. So it's like, what is happening here with this whole situation? But I've said this before during our recaps of Love and Marriage Huntsville. No matter how you feel about Martell, no matter how you feel about Melody, we could tell. And I know there are people that don't like Melody, but watching the show, you could tell that what Martell is doing is trying to control her because he clearly still wants to be with her. But anyways, you can go watch that video where I talk about what Melody says in her Instagram Live. This is going to be the recap because there are 3 episodes that we did not talk about. And I'm not going to go in depth because I feel like all 3 episodes come together for this last episode. And guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. So before we get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, we know Belle Collective premiered this week as well on Friday night. It premiered. Welcome back, ladies. Season 3 of Belle Collective. And we're still dealing with the same sorry storylines. Look, come on now. All right. So Gucci. What's her real name again? I forgot what her real name, her government is, because that's not her government. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know. And I shouldn't be this way, but if someone introduced themselves to me and they were trying to sell me real estate and their name was So Gucci, I'd be so out of there. I'd be so out of there. I'm like, and she might be great, but according to Latrice, she's not so great. And she really isn't the number one real estate agent in Jackson, Mississippi. I have to say, though, some of the battles that are happening this season, I didn't expect. And our girl, Tambra, look, Tambra is still a liar. And here's the thing. We called her a liar last season because we didn't believe her relationship with Demond. And apparently they're going to unpack all of that again this season, that apparently she was engaged to someone else while she was still with Demond. That Demond relationship, I don't believe it. And now all of a sudden they've moved in with each other and they're not having sex. And she's like, well, maybe I can't even do her voice. But she's like, maybe because we moved in without getting engaged first. Okay, Tambra. Look. Okay. Latrice. Okay. Latrice at the top, for those that aren't. First of all, this is season 3, but I guess maybe because there are new people coming into the show, so the producers felt like they had to introduce each lady to us every single time. Wait, Tambra got me blocked? I don't know if Tambra has me blocked. I don't go to Tambra's page. Can someone go check? I don't know. Tambra don't have me. I don't know. She could have me blocked. I don't know. Tambra, is that you? Is that you wanted me to know that you got me blocked? I don't go to Tambra's page. So I don't know. That's how I find out. Just saying. Anyways. So Latrice. So Latrice's storyline this season, of course, is about her business, of course, about her relationship with Zaddy. Now, Latrice has her store manager, Josh, living with her, and he has all kinds of lip talking to her husband. First of all, I find that to be interesting. I get it. Jackson is having a water crisis, so she has her store manager come live with her. It's giving storyline. It's giving gay best friend. It's giving stereotypical gay on reality TV. So he can be messy and go up against Zaddy. It's weird to me. Couldn't you just put him in a hotel? Why is he living with you? And I know they're friends, but still, y'all grown. But I don't even care about that whole storyline. Honestly, I don't care about it. We know Latrice this season on Belle Collective has issues with So Gucci. Remember, they were friends. But the reason why they have issues was because, according to Latrice, she had to go with another real estate agent because So Gucci was so late with getting her the commercial property that she wanted. And So Gucci was the first to drop this bomb when she met up with Akeisha, who I'm still loving. I still love Akeisha. I'm an Akeisha stan, and I'm not a stan for anybody. Akeisha just gives me what Letitia wanted to give us, okay? She really is the queen of Jackson. Letitia, you wish. You wish. No. Miss Jackson came up in here and was just like, I'm going to make sure that Ferris Street actually gets business. And she literally is doing that. She says that they're set to have her group that she's put together, all right? She's put this group together that's going to bring 10 to 12 businesses to Ferris Street. Remember, when this show, Belle Collective, first started, that was the baby of Letitia. But Letitia has other problems. She's dealing with that man, Glenn. And that conversation that Letitia had with Glenn in this episode, I'm just like, girl, why are we not talking about you divorcing him? I don't care about you moving out. Why are we not talking about you and your divorce? Anyone else? I'm wondering why we didn't get that in your first conversation. But no, you're talking about after the reunion, I slept with him, but I told him to put a condom on. I mean, condoms are 99.9% effective, but they're not 100%. Why are you sleeping with him? It is sending mixed signals to this cheetah pumpkin eater. And his conversation, you made me feel like a trick. Like I should have left $40 on the table by putting a condom on. That conversation was so toxic. But Letitia, you like it? We ain't got to love it, but we shouldn't be talking about you moving out of the house. We should be talking about you getting a divorce. But we know she's not going to divorce this man. I really believe it's just a storyline. I believe it is a toxic relationship. I believe Glenn is cheating, but I also believe it's a storyline. Both can be true. Not Pygmisha. Pygmisha. I like that one. I'm taking it, Beyonce. Oh my goodness. Miss Bernice, thank you for being a member for 13 months. She says Letitia is running her business. That's not a business. And Tamara Witchy Poo be gone. I'm not feeling Tambra. I'm not feeling Letitia. I'm not feeling So Gucci like that. I don't dislike So Gucci. I'm just like, the name is just throwing me off. The name is throwing me off. And at one point in this first episode, So Gucci takes Letitia to go look at, different property. But she's like, I don't know if this is going to be the one, but we can see if there's other ones in the neighborhood. Because she's not really moving out. It's just for a scene. But that's when So Gucci drops the tea that her and Latrice had a falling out because Latrice ended up going with another real estate agent. All right. I know I'm jumping all around, guys. We are talking a little bit about Belle Collective before we get into our recap of the last 3 episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, and those of you watching on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And of course, our YouTube family. We appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Happy Sunday. So back to this. So Gucci's that scene with So Gucci and her, I already told you how I feel about So Gucci's husband from last season. Something just odd. And then them getting intimate on camera. That always is weird and cringy when we see couples do this on reality TV. But for him to drop the bomb, like, oh yeah, my mama gonna be moving in. And she's just like, what? Okay, moving on. Tambra and Demond. I already told you they're not having sex. They moved in together. She paid this man to be on the show because she needed a storyline. Tambra, they're about to ruin your credibility because the main thing that we see in the preview for Belle Collective season 3 is that Tambra is a liar. That is what the storyline for you is going to be this season. She's a liar. She's a liar. Her relationship with Demond started when she was with someone else. Aikisha's storyline, along with being the queen of Jackson, she is, and you're gonna make Letitia so mad. But you know what? Here's at the end of the day, Letitia, you should just let that go because your ultimate goal was to bring businesses. I hope your real goal was to bring businesses to Fair Street, and Aikisha's gonna do it. Okay, she's actually gonna do it. I don't know if you're considered a part of her group. Probably not. But she's bringing like 10 to 12 businesses to Fair Street. That should be celebrated and applauded. And she just gives me boss vibes. Like she gives me authentic. I don't feel like a fake storyline coming from Aikisha. Aikisha's there. It's like she ain't got no makeup on. She's got her 2 babies on her hips. Her husband, Willie, who I actually think he's funny. Because again, he's very authentic. The way he reacts to these men and their characters, authentic. I don't want to hear a rap song from Glenn. Why do we keep... I don't want to hear a rap song from Letitia's Glenn. Is that why we're on the show and why he signed up for this? He wants to start his rap career or singing career. I don't know what he was doing. But I love Willie's reaction. Well, Willie's in New York. He's in New York City. And, you know, he has real businesses going on and commentary and things like that. So that's why he's up north and she's down there with the 2 babies. And she's like, what the hell did I think that I was doing? Because usually he would help me with the babies. So Aikisha's down in Jackson by herself with these 2 babies, these 2 munchkins. And I felt for her because she looked like she didn't Aikisha, you look like you really needed help. I don't know if you have like a baby, like a living nanny or something. But I felt for Aikisha at that moment. She's got a lot going on. But she's going to get it together. So Gucci comes by, they catch up, and she's developed a relationship with So Gucci as well. It's so interesting to see these friend dynamics develop on reality TV. And she, like us, we were like, I don't know if I could be cool with someone that calls himself So Gucci. But she's found, I can see why people like So Gucci. There's something about So Gucci that is likable. I just don't love the name So Gucci. But I do think she's likable. Unlike Tambra. I don't think Tambra's likable. Whatever happened to the dentist from season 1? I know she didn't want to come back. Whatever happened to her, though? Did she ever open that dentist office down there? I feel robbed. Like, I feel like we should know. Anyways, I know some of you are down there and you will let us know. All right? Oh, thank you Sir Capricorn. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sir Capricorn said, it's low-key gives Dolores and Frank mixed signal vibes in regards to... Well, at least oh God, I don't know. That's an interesting concept. For those that don't know what Sir Capricorn is talking about, Dolores and Frank from Real Housewives of New Jersey. And in reference to Letitia and Glenn's relationship, maybe. We got a little bit of Mary. You know, Mary. Poor Mary. She's going to forever be in this blonde wig because, you know, they didn't give them enough budget to upgrade no, not this one. Update the promo for Belle Collective. So she's gonna be stuck in this blonde wig for this season. She still loves it though. It's okay, girl. I like what she does as a businesswoman. However, the blonde wig from last season, I'm just like, damn, why couldn't we just update it? Why couldn't we just update this for her? They could have colored that, made it a black wig. Anyways. So we do get a little bit of her. I was backtracking. What I noticed this season, first of all, remember I criticized the confessionals last season? How do I remember this stuff? Elephant brain's working. I criticized the confessionals. I felt like the lighting was off. The confessionals this season are good. They did a good job with the confessionals this season. Good job, producers. Okay. What else happened in this episode? So Letitia and Marie go look at a new place with Soguchi, and this is where they're catching up and what's going on. I don't care. For a premiere episode, it was a solid premiere episode. Live chat, those that watched the Belle Collective premiere on Friday. How would you rate it from 1 to 10? I thought it was solid. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because I thought it was solid. I wasn't bored. All right. Here's the thing. What concerned me was the end of this episode, and that was with Latrice and Zaddy. I felt like, I was like, Latrice, are you okay? Producer, should she be going home with him? Because he was upset that she didn't get permission to go out with her friends. I was really concerned for her. Anyone else? I was like, oh, shoot. Like, this is getting real. I sat up in my chair. I was like, wait a minute. What's happening here? What is happening here? I do feel like I feel like there's something going on. Do you think he's the one who funded her hairline? Like, does he really control all the things, even though she likes to give us the vibe that she's a boss lady? Do you think it's a Tisha situation like Love and Marriage Huntsville? They just want a woman-owned business? Like he's the money and the power behind it? I mean, I hope not. I hope all those businesses are in her name. But I was worried for Latrice last night. Net on my TikTok says, my eyes watered. He's trying to control how he's perceived on TV. We've seen this before. But Jillian says that, yes, Latrice needs to leave Cliff. Look, we've gotten the vibe from Zaddy before. Damn, I gotta stop calling him Zaddy. I prefer it though, because look, I agree with Josh. You have to have subtitles under him every time he speaks. I've gotten the vibe that he's controlling, but I didn't think that it might lean in the world of like physical. She looks scared. Anyone else? Oh, Jola says that's why we kind of need Josh. Oof. I love this name. Thick Brown Legs. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Kempire, she sure did open the dentist office, and she is also mentoring young Black student dentists as well. I love that. See, thank you for the update. Because that was her intention. I mean, she was bougie, but I kind of liked her. And she was a doctor. And it would be nice to kind of see that, but I guess maybe she was like, I don't want to do any more reality TV. Yeah, Jola says, this was on another level, the abusive vibes for sure. Yeah, I was concerned for her. And I hope producers and production, look, we don't know, they're not going to put that in, that they checked on her, before she left. Because he was like, take off your mic, he's throwing mics. And she seemed legitimately scared. All right, we're going to move on from there. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our weekly recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's been a couple of weeks since we've recapped Love and Marriage Huntsville. We will be taking a couple of callers. I don't have all day today, though. So we will be taking a couple of callers before we end today's live. So let's move into Love and Marriage episode 5. I want to just kind of give my thoughts on those episodes that we missed. All right. So in episode 5, Stormi has this team meeting. So Stormi, and I guess the producers are listening to us. They are. They watch recaps, all the recaps from content creators and what you guys say in the comment section. All right. So Stormi gives us this scene at her Canvas Beauty warehouse that you just moved in. She has a team meeting. She's just like, there's certain things we got to work on. It felt very pre-produced, this team meeting. Like they never had a team meeting ever. It felt pre-produced, but I wanted to see more of Stormi in her natural habitat of her successful $1 million business. But when we fast forward and we are in a scene with Stormi firing her cousin, first I thought she was just having a conversation with her cousin, trying to, improve his work. Only at the end of that conversation for him to get fired? Wait. And he seemed okay with it. Again, another reason why that scene felt so pre-produced. Really? How do we go from we need to talk about your performance to okay, we gotta let, and I get it. She's like, I want to preserve our relationship as family because this is her cousin. But to be fired and then to be okay with it at the it came out of left field for me. Anyone else? And I want to see more of Stormi's business stuff, but it felt too pre-produced. It felt very forced, in my opinion. Speaking of meeting with your team, Melody met with her team in episode 5, and we already know. Here's the thing. We get it. These moments are pre-produced. They're just letting us know what's going on in each person's professional life. We know Melody is churning out all kinds of businesses and music and things like that, okay? So she meets with her team just to kind of give us an idea of what she's working on and what's coming up for her. Honestly, I don't know how she does it because she has 4 kids. She has 4 kids and she's just doing a reality show, which is so keeps you busy just as much. And she has all these other businesses. Okay. But at the end of that business meeting, she has a meeting with her manager in regards to like, you know, what's going on in your life, like how's everything going on with the co-parenting and things like that. So Kimmi and Tisha, do you guys think that Kimmi and Tisha are going to go backwards in regards to the relationship? Because the amount of shade that the Scotts, Marceau and Tisha threw at Kimmi and Maurice in regards to them wanting clarity on this Black Business Expo, I just feel like they're trying to gain some sort of clarity on what role are we playing. And it seems as if Tisha and Marceau are offended by them wanting to know more clarity. And yes, there were some little side remarks like, oh, you know, certain people at certain levels, and Tisha's like, well, we're all at a certain level. I mean, I guess. Miss ATL Alien says, I've been fired back in the day and I am calm. I don't give people energy. I always stay professional. Yeah, but he just seemed too cool. I understand being calm and professional, but it seemed too cool. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just saying. So anyway, so Kimmi says she wants some sort of clarity on this, like what role are we playing? What do you want us to do? And she's like, please understand, I want to help you guys, but I just want to make it clear on the business. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair question. And it seems like Tisha and Marceau, like, don't ask us no questions and we will tell you no lies. All right. In other womp 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 news, Martell still has not passed his builder's license. I can't believe we're even still talking about this. I wonder how many times Martell has taken this builder's exam. So these last couple of episodes, we're talking about him studying, and Marceau is helping him. So they're doing a barter system. Martell is going to help Marceau get skip leg day, and Marceau is going to help him pass this builder's license exam. I wonder if by the reunion we'll know if he passed it or not. But here's the thing with Martell. Martell likes to take shortcuts in everything that he does. He likes to take shortcuts, and I feel like that's what he's doing with the builder's license. So that's what's happening in episode 5 for Martell. He also discusses with Marceau his, you know, situation with Melody and the birthday party situation, and Marcel's just like, I don't understand why you guys can't get it together and why you especially with the children and whatnot. But again, Martell is trying to make it seem like Melody is the worst person in the world, the worst parent in the world. She's not trying to work with him, and his whole intention is for the children. But we've seen Martell's behavior. It's not for the children. It's for a way for him to control Melody and to know what's going on in Melody's life. Does he love his children? Yes, I believe he loves his children, but I also think that he's weaponizing them and this whole situation to control Melody. So he's talking to Marceau about this whole situation. Martell, at the end of this episode, invites himself to to his daughter Mariah's birthday party and shows up. And he made, and mind you, in this episode previously, he made it seem like, oh, Mariah said she wanted me to be there. Mariah said that Melody said that I could come. He knows if Melody wanted him to come to this birthday party, she would have told him herself. I believe everything that he was saying, Mariah did not say. Stop lying on your child. I don't believe that. So he shows up unexpectedly, and Melody takes him outside, and she's like, this is a private party. This is a private party. You're not invited. And then it gets really heated. You see how angry he got? You see how angry he got? I was like, imagine how angry he got on camera versus how he is off camera. And here's the thing. She kept on saying, even though it's her week, and she said, this is what the law says. I have the child on, I think it was odd years or something like that. And he's making it seem like he doesn't understand that. But then she also makes a compromise with him, a quick compromise. She's like, well, you can see her later today. Later today is still her birthday. Only to come to find out in episode 6, when she meets up with Tiffany, she plays the audio of Martell not coming to pick her up later that day. And I think we found out the reason why. Wasn't he in Atlanta or something like that? There was a reason. He was doing something else that day. And that's probably why he wanted to, first of all, he probably wanted to be around Melody. And also wanted to make sure that Mariah's like, oh, I'm going to still see you for your birthday, but I'm not going to see you later today. All right. And we saw the preview of that before I left for vacation. And I said to you, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And my thing is that I would understand if it was his week, but it wasn't his week. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sassy. Yes, that's what I figured. He was in Atlanta to tape Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that's part of the reason. Thank you, guys. That's what I figured. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. So in episode 6, Melody meets with Tiffany. Tiffany. I know why you guys do not like Tiffany, but for me, Tiffany is saving the season. Tiffany is saving this season. She's messy. She's been messy since we were introduced to her. She's made us uncomfortable. But I feel like pregnant and all, she is activated this season. Exactly. Call me Mrs. Kilgore says, Tiffany earned her paycheck in that scene with Shereé. Oh, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But episode 6, Melody meets with Tiffany. I guess Melody and Tiffany get along because they're both Scorpios. Because I do feel like Tiffany sucks up to Melody a little bit. However, I also feel like she gives that same energy that she gives everyone else. She gives to Melody as well. Like her slick talk and her being messy. I feel like she does that to Melody as well, which I can appreciate. All right. So Melody plays that message, proving her point in regards to what Martell was trying to do. He comes trying to invade this birthday party. That's supposed to be her birthday party, her time with her kids. And she said, are you going to come up, pick Mariah up? And he's like, oh, no, I'm going to do it another day. And poor Mariah is like, oh, okay. Disappointing your child. And then, this was uncomfortable. Melody says that she wishes she had children by a man and not a queen. I mean, look, when you see some of his behavior on Real Housewives of Atlanta this season and some of his behavior on this show, it's giving that vibe. It's giving that vibe. All right. Here's Maurice. I was like, we've had a good couple of weeks with Maurice and he hasn't really shown his, but this week, Maurice, I'm on Kiowa's side. I'm on Kimmy's side. And I get it. Kimmy's like, yes, I have a closeness and a vibe and a love for Monster. Y'all got to stop calling that boy Monster. Why don't y'all call him MJ or Junior? I feel like words are things and you create things, you're going to turn them into a monster. Anyways, so she's like, what she's expecting, what Kimmy's expecting from Maurice is that when she tells Monster to do something, and if he's not doing it, you as his father, even if she was the biological mom, even as the father, she wants him to come in and support her. No, he decides, I'm going to call Kiowa. And she's like, why are you calling Kiowa? This has nothing to do with Kiowa. And what she's basically saying at the end of the day, yes, I love him like he's my own son. However, this is still someone else's child. And this is why I love Kimmi, and this is why I respect Kimmi. But this is why Maurice, I was looking at you like, really, Maurice? Just when we were kind of like really riding with you, Maurice is watching. Hey, Maurice, stop disliking the video. It's okay. I was riding with Maurice these last couple of weeks. He was being there and, holding Kimmi down. But one of the big criticisms that people have of Maurice is that he doesn't support Kimmi. And that's what Kimmi is saying in this moment, is that support what I'm saying in regards to how I discipline him. But I'm also not going to overstep on disciplining him because that is someone else's child. There is a mom here. And Kiowa, when he calls Kiowa, FaceTimes Kiowa, she's like, I understand what Kimmi is saying. I'm okay with Kimmi disciplining him, but I get where she's coming from. Maurice, come on. Do better. Do better. We're doing better, guys. Mother's Day might be over. However, spring, summer, fall. Okay, Shereé. Is not over. So you can still get Rose Forever. You can still use our discount code. Yes, you can still use our discount code for $25 off of your order at roseforever.com. Head on over there to the link in the description for more details on how you can get roses for yourself, for your mom. Look, maybe you didn't see your mom for Mother's Day. Maybe you're going to see her this week or next month. And you're like, well, here's a late Mother's Day gift. roseforever.com and use the discount code Kempire25 for $25 off. They have a whole assortment. This is one of my favorites, though. This is one of my favorites because it's like, oof, luxurious. And do something for yourself. You'd be surprised how fresh roses in your boudoir or your bathroom will make you feel. Go get yourself some stuff at roseforever.com. And the discount code works for everyone watching. All right. Shout out to everyone that's been hitting me up, telling me that they saw me on Young, Famous, and African. I know a lot of you are getting into the episode this week. We will be doing our own recaps starting this week. We're going to break it down probably like one or 2 parts or 3 parts. So stay tuned for that. So we'll talk about maybe the first 3 or 4 episodes this week. So stay tuned. All right. And don't forget, tonight we will be having our Real Housewives of Atlanta watch party at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on TikTok exclusively. So at TheKempire on TikTok, our first watch party in a while. So be there or be square. We'll be talking about the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we will be recapping it tomorrow afternoon. Okay. All right. Back to this. All right. What else did I want to say about? So Maurice and Martell discuss on his issues with Melody. I don't want to delve too much on that conversation because I feel like we are giving credence and credibility to Martell's lies when we talk about these scenes where he's trying to make it seem as if Melody's not a good co-parent, Melody's a bad mom. I don't want to give credence to it because I see what he's doing. Just saying. So Maurice always just trying to give advice and trying to be the level. Maurice, mind your own house. Take your own advice. Go support Kimmi. Okay? You have no room to give advice to anyone right now. Moving on. Oh, I did love the scene in episode 6 with Keke and Stormi going to get Reiki. You know I'm a Reiki practitioner. It's all about energy healing. So I love the fact that reality TV, I'm seeing it more and more on reality TV, this whole, audience, especially Black people getting into Reiki. So I liked that scene. So I wanted to mention that. So I thought that was a really cool scene. I did like that Keke was like, I don't know what this is, but she ended up liking it. Beyonce says is Married to Medicine. No, Married to Medicine is currently filming. They're in the middle of filming. They haven't wrapped filming. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills just wrapped filming, according to reports yesterday. And Real Housewives of Dubai just wrapped filming a week or so ago. And Salt Lake City. We have a lot of shows coming up, y'all. All right. Melody hosts a tea party. Melody looked great. I mean, they all look great. I loved seeing them sort of get dressed up for this tea party. This is where she wanted them to learn about etiquette and learning ways to communicate. Stormi's mom was there. How are you guys feeling about Stormi's mom? Like, I like Stormi. Her mom seems like a Mama Joyce. Her mom seems like a Tisha's mom. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this conversation. I didn't like the fact that she said to Melody, "Shut up." I don't love that. But she expressed herself to Melody, like, my issue with you is that there was a narrative that Stormi was the one that you were referring to that recorded you, but you never cleared it up. So that is my issue with you. Melody decides to apologize to her. And then we moved on from that conversation to Keke and Tiffany getting into it. And honestly, and although I loved Tiffany this new episode, Keke read her down in that conversation. She read her down. Keke's been a good addition because you know how Destiny was just sort of there. She really didn't show up the way she needed to show up. Keke is showing up this season. All right. And I love the way she got Tiffany together at that tea party. And she was like, let me tell you what knowing of someone is. And she's like, oh, I know what knowing of someone. Clearly you don't, Tiffany. Because when she defined it, I was like, well, yep, she's right. She's right. Keke was right. And then when they highlight all the times that they met each other, it's just like, you don't just know of Keke. You may not be friends with Keke, but you don't just know of Keke. I thought that was, and I'm still trying to understand what is the beef. But when Keke was just like, when Kimmi was just like, you know, did you follow up? Or it's like, why do I have to follow? It's her daddy. And then exactly, Jola. And then when Keke said, I know who my daddy is. And then Melody's reaction, she was like, wait, what? I fell out. I fell out. I watched that like 3 times just to see Melody's reaction. She's like, wait, what? You know what you're doing, Melody. But Keke got Tiffany together in that moment. In that moment, Keke got Tiffany together, and I was here for it. I was here for it because, you know, Tiffany likes to, you know, comfort people and talk about people and saying, oh, I don't know of I only know of her. And then when Keke broke it down, like, you don't just know of me. And it's true. When she laid out all of what of how many times that she's met Tiffany, I was like, yeah, you don't just know of her. You guys know each other. You know what I mean? Their issues are far from over in episode 6. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we were talking about the last couple of episodes that we missed and we weren't able to recap, episodes 5 and 6 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So if there have been thoughts from those episodes that you wanted to discuss, replay crew, those in the comment section, those in the live chat, please share those thoughts in the comment section. Okay. And if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We have over 1,000 people here for our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Belle Collective. Be sure to share your thoughts on Belle Collective as well. If you're feeling the season so far, how are you feeling about it? Shout out to everyone watching. And thank you guys for all the love on my commentary. I'm happy you know it's commentary and that this is not CNN. Just saying. Because some people think this is CNN. Okay, moving on. Let's move on into the latest episode, all right? Because I've already been talking for like 49 minutes. So let's move on into the latest episode of, which is called My Shereé, Amour. Oh my gosh. You know when they say Shereé is always picking the wrong team? You know, I'm always team me. I always tell you to be team you. But no, Shereé is always picking the wrong team in life. And at this point, I don't even feel sorry for Shereé. I don't even feel sorry for Shereé. Shereé, you're watching. Thank you for the dislike, Shereé. She is always picking the wrong team. And you know what? At the end of the day, no, she should be picking herself. Team her. Team she. Team Shein. Team Scam. So this episode is when Shereé comes to Huntsville. All right, so let's get into this episode. At the top of this episode, Martell is going to view a space for his Upscale Magazine cover release party. And I don't know about you. The lady was like, oh, so this is, what is this for? Oh, it's for Upscale Magazine. It's everywhere in the country. He kept on saying it's a big deal. Did you guys notice that? He kept on saying, it's a big deal. Later on, Shereé's like, oh, this is a big deal. And normally it would be a big deal. Has Melody been on the cover of Upscale? Upscale, and we said this the last time we talked about this. Why exactly is Martell on the cover of Upscale? First of all, what is Upscale about Martell? He can't even pass the builder's license test. What exactly is Upscale about Martell? Why are we celebrating Martell? Here's what my issue with Martell. He's always trying to take shortcuts. Instead of having authentic relationship on the show, he's got a PR relationship with Shereé. Instead of actually starting a legitimate business that he's passionate about, he said, oh, I'm going to put out a book with my kids. I'm going to launch a wine that nobody has tasted or told us about, or we haven't even talked about this season. Oh, I'm going to get back into building, but I can't get a builder's license because I keep failing the tests. Always taking shortcuts. Like those shorts. Just saying. And now we have this is a PR stunt. Being on the cover of a magazine, which, look, a lot of celebrities do that. But usually they're promoting maybe an album or a movie. And this is why they're on the cover of a magazine. Why is Martell on the cover of Upscale? Why is he on the cover of any magazine? Even like a local Huntsville magazine. Why? I'm asking a question, but he says it's a big deal. And the girl, the woman that's taking him around to look at the space, which was a very nice space, she's like, oh, I ain't never heard of it. Look, but all right. All right. It's a big deal, y'all. Melody, Tiffany, and Keke and Nell I actually like Nell being a part of the show now. She has a she was at the tea party about her and Stormi mom was about to get into it. But I like Nell because even then Nell wasn't trying to fight with Stormi's mom. She was just like, well, hold on. So Melody wants to bring Tiffany and Keke together, all right, so that they can hash out their issues and so that they can all get along, all right? But here's the thing, Keke. When you said, I've always known who my daddy is, and you denying in this conversation, I did not mean that as a dig. You meant that as a dig. Where was that coming from? Where is that coming from? Why would you? I know who my daddy is. That's a dig at Tiffany. But they make peace. Sidebar, this is why I keep saying Tiffany's messy, because she's even messy with Melody. And she was like, Melody's glowing. I don't know if she's pregnant or she has a new man. She is so messy because Melody's not talking about having a new man on there. And nobody else is talking about Melody possibly having a new man. But Tiffany's talking about it. Tiffany has shown up this season, and I am here for messy Tiffany. Especially because it's not involving people's children. So I'm here for it. TA says, she knew it was a dig. We all know it was a dig. I wish she would have owned it and just said, I'm sorry, that was a terrible dig. I apologize. And I think Tiffany would have moved on. I mean, it was a funny dig, but come on. Exactly. Brazilian one says, how is it not a dig? This is what I'm just repeating what Keke told Tiffany in this scene. Okay. All right. So they meet up and they hash their things out, which I was like, okay, maybe this episode they'll be good. But by the end of this episode, Tiffany and Keke are going at it again at Martell's party. All right. So Tisha and Kimmi and Stormi meet up to talk about the tea party. And this is where Tisha brings up Tiffany liking negative posts about Keke. Stormi brings up the convo that she had with Tiffany, and Tiffany brings up about it looks good for a business to be women owned. And that's what she's alluding to in regards to, Tisha not really owning the business. Like, she owns it on paper, but she really has no power. And a lot of you said that before when we talked about this, because she didn't have office. She got kicked out of her office space. And yeah, you can get grants and things like that for a female owned business. It also looks good on paper. I didn't think about it until Tiffany said it. But no, I didn't think about it till y'all said it. And then Tiffany said it this week. And I was like, oh, do y'all think that's what it is? Is this Tiffany? Tiffany says, everything Keke said was negated by the low blow. How do we know this is not the Tiffany? Whitlow. Just saying. Another bomb that Stormi drops that Tiffany told her in her meeting was that she believed that there were rumors. She believed the rumors about Marcel cheating on Tisha. So Tisha's just like, oh, she doesn't want to talk about rumors because there's some sort of rumor going around about Tiffany and her marriage. What? Not pregnant Tiffany. Is she gonna say that the baby's not what's his name? Louis? What is the rumor? So she's hinting at some sort of rumor about Tiffany. I wish she would have said it. Tiffany doesn't have any sort of coof when or where to drop rumors. So drop the rumor. Ooh, my hand's itching. Does that mean money's coming, y'all? Look, you know what they say. Ooh, is money coming? Yes, look, yes. HF says, what is Tiffany's story? She's bold because she knows no one will snatch a pregnant woman. Where's her husband in this? You're right. Like, we haven't seen Mr. Whitlow a while, but he's coming up. He's coming up later in the season to defend his wife. But I want to know what the rumor is. But Tiffany has been fully engaged this season, and I'm here for it. She's being extra messy, and I'm here for it. All right? So there's some sort of rumor about Tiffany's marriage that's the streets are talking about, but Tisha has not dropped it yet. So Marlo's talking about me, y'all. Martell's Upscale party to celebrate the his cover on Upscale. So Keke, Stormi, and Tisha confront Tiffany, all right, about the things that she was saying. So Keke and Tiffany go at it. They bring Tisha over to confront, but I think Tisha is very much aware that she's pregnant. We're not going to attack a pregnant woman right now. First of all, it's not going to look good. Also, we don't want to, run her blood pressure up. But I know what some of you are thinking. Then she better stop starting stuff. She's starting stuff because someone's whispering in her ear, start the stuff. Start the stuff this season. This is your moment. Sidebar, did you guys see Dusty? Look, Destiny at Martell's party. We just saw her. We didn't hear from her. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Did you guys notice? Anyways. So they confront Tiffany about some of the things that she said. And Tiffany was not falling back. And this is what I can appreciate from Tiffany. She stands in her mess and she's just like, she's not a humming. She's not falling back. She's just like, no, she's got an answer for everything. And so does Keke, though, which I can appreciate as well. All right, I don't even care about those issues that they were addressing at Martell's party. For me, it was all about Shereé. Look. And it's not in a good way. So Shereé shows up with Martell and they look like mother and son. And I'm not talking about the age difference. No, their energy is like mother and son. Even when they're on the phone, even when he called her earlier in the episode, and at one point he referred to her as his friend girl. What's a friend girl? Is it different than a girlfriend? He's like intentionally not trying to put those words together. My thing is, publicist, I know you hooked this relationship up. Why exactly haven't you not told these two that they need to make us believe that they're in a relationship? Why have we not seen these two lock lips? Not even a peck on the mouth? Not even a peck on the mouth? I'm a gay man and I could kiss a woman on the mouth for television. Look, I would do it. Because we're acting. We're acting. Exactly, April. When he said, he told her peace at one point, like, this is not a real relationship. And you guys want us to believe that this is a real relationship? Their phone conversations are phony. Their interactions together are phony. Every time they greet each other, it's a peck on the cheek. This is not a real relationship. And even Kimmi, I was here for Kimmy's commentary. She said, back in the day, Martell and Melody would work a room together. Apparently, Martell and Shereé work rooms separately. And she says it feels like a business arrangement. I said, come on. I was here. See, that's the thing that people love about Kimmi. She's always going to call a thing a thing. And she said it feels like a business arrangement. Because it is, Kimmi. I don't know if I could say and tell you, Kimmi. It is a business arrangement. So here's the thing. You remember the scene from last season when Shereé lost her storyline in Tyrone, and then we had that awkward scene of her at home at Chateau Thelma eating Lay's potato chips? Weird scene. Well, what was a weird scene in this episode? I'm just picturing Shereé walking around this party, awkward. Because have you ever been to a party? And I can relate, so I was a little triggered. You go into a party or a club and you don't know anyone, or it's an event and you don't really know anyone. You went by yourself. Mind you, she went with Martell. And she's walking around this event. Like, just give her a bag of Lay's chips so she could just walk around the event like this. Because she's just walking around. Mind you, she's been on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's somewhat of a celebrity. You would think people would be coming up to her and she'd be engaged in the fanfare. But no, she's walking around this party like this. Every time I watched it, I was like, this is so awkward. But she chose this life. And I literally tweeted this before we went live. And I said, Shereé, Carlos got you out here looking like a fool again. Got you out here looking like a fool again. Because you are more than willing to be a fool. Just so that you could be on reality TV. But I told you, this has to be Shereé's last season on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Maybe they'll play it out for her on Huntsville, but we don't care about it on Huntsville either. We don't believe this relationship. They can't even kiss. They can't even peck on the mouth. I feel like Martell has shown strangers more affection than he shows Shereé. A mess. Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Adrian says, it's called MWBE, Minority Women Business Enterprise, certified. And yes, there are numerous city and state contracts and grants available. Thank you. Okay, she's talking about having a female-owned business. So she's Adrian saying that it's called MWBE, Minority Women Business Enterprise Certified. And yes, there are numerous city and state contracts and grants available for those businesses. Our audience is so smart. Tisha qualifies as a double minority. So, and here's the thing. You have to remember, Tiffany worked for the Chambers of Commerce and apparently was fired. Allegedly was fired. So she must know these things too. So that's probably what she thought, especially when she finds out that Tisha's getting thrown out of her own office. Thank you, Adrian. Wow. Our audience. Stanielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Stanielle says Shereé was walking around that event like a lost puppy. He could have at least took her in with him to mingle, right? But this is not a real relationship. But Shereé just sits in the world of awkwardness. Like she's comfortable in the world of awkwardness. And I'm just like, Shereé, are you okay? Like, why would you be okay with this? Because it's giving you some TV time? All right. Miss Beverly says, it is alleged that Carlos stole a reality show idea from Shereé, and his way of making it up to her was helping her get back on RHOA. On RHOA and throwing her a bone with Martell. That's what I heard too. That's the word on the street. She had some sort of like real estate show that she was trying to pitch with Carlos, and he allegedly stole it from her. And that's why I would never understand why she would work with Carlos ever again or trust him ever again. She, again, choosing the wrong team. Oh, Shereé. Woo, 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 Shereé. Woo, woo, woo. Shereé walking around that party. All she needed was some, like, can someone do an edit and just have the chips in her hands? That's all I need of Shereé. That's all she was doing. Luckily, Tiffany, who is a producer this season and messy, she's like, oh, let's have a conversation. And this, for me, was the best part of this episode, was this conversation with Tiffany. Tiffany was ready. She was asking all the questions that you guys wanted to know. She wanted to ask all the questions. She's like, how do you feel being with a cheater? Do you think that he's still in love with Mel? And Shereé thought she was being funny. She's like, well, I watch your show too, and you were a cheater. But you know what? Tiffany, she doesn't sweat when these questions come at her. It must be the Scorpio in her, because she was just like, she's like, yes. So she was asking all the questions, and poor Shereé just looking like, making all kinds of sounds. I don't think she was prepared for Tiffany to come at her. I think she thought she was going to have it easy on the show. I think she's more prepared when she's filming Real Housewives of Atlanta. She didn't expect Tiffany to come at her. I don't think we expected it, but we appreciated this conversation. She was asking all the questions. And she pointed out, like, well, recently he was following Melody around at this party. He insisted on walking her to her car. And he's just like, well, they've had a long-standing relationship. I would be concerned if he didn't do that. She finding every excuse in the book for this. TA said Tiffany was with the mess. Yes. And look, we didn't love it when Tiffany first arrived, but I have to say, Tiffany, I don't know if it's the pregnancy, but you are bringing it this season messy. And her husband wasn't even at this party. Messy. Pregnant and all. Erica says Tiffany is securing the bag. She saw Destiny get the boo, and she's not having it. Well, she's definitely bringing a lot more than Destiny ever brought. Even before this, because Tiffany's been messy since from Go. So I feel like she's consistently messy. Exactly, Kari. Kari's like, this one time in this episode, I was here for Tiffany. She, for me, saved the episode. Anyone else? Candace on my TikTok says, love Tiff for shaking the table. She did. I mean, I was here for it. Oh, yes. A more resilient one. Resilient one says, Tiffany was giving old school Wendy vibes with this, quote, celebrity interview. Well, speaking of celebrity, so Tiffany also asked her, have you ever met Mel? Have you ever met Melody? And Shereé, I think Shereé was trying to be shady. Like, oh yeah, I met her, at a book signing, and you know, she wanted to take a picture with me. Oh, Lewis was there. Thank you, Miami. I didn't realize that. So why was he not? Come get his wife. Come get his wife. So I feel like Shereé was being shady by making it seem as if, oh, Melody was a fan of hers. She probably was. Look, we're not going to deny that Shereé's been on Real Housewives. She's an OG from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's been around a long time. You know what I mean? So she went to a book signing with her kid. Okay. But I feel like Melody has taken this reality TV game and really launched legitimate businesses. Can you say the same, Shereé? I'm just saying, like, Shereé has had the biggest platform. The biggest platform. She by Shereé should be huge. But she's such a terrible business person. She's such a terrible person at picking teams. And when I say picking teams, I'm not talking about picking whatever team when it comes to these interpersonal groups. I'm talking about teams for her business. All right. So we have this final scene. Before we get into the final scene, if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call and link on our YouTube community tab. So if you are a senior royal, I'm going to drop the call and link for you first. And guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We have over 1,200 people in the building and we don't even have 600 likes. Let's get to 600 likes. We should get to 1,000 likes, but I'm very generous. So let's get to 600 likes because liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. So let me just drop the call and link. And I cannot be here forever, y'all, because I gotta go. I have things. Look, it's Sunday. I'm still trying to get things done, and we have our live watch party tonight too at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So I got things to do before I have to do that tonight. All right. Respect my time so I can reclaim my time. All right, let me drop this link. Hold on. Let's do this. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel and subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast. I will be dropping a special episode this week. I know you've been waiting on an update and thoughts on my London trip. That's where I'm going to talk about it extensively. So be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast on your favorite podcast platform and check out some of the past conversations that I've had on there. And we usually upload the visual version to the YouTube channel. All right. So I will be talking about that, but there are some podcast exclusives that will not drop on the YouTube channel. Like the last couple of episodes were podcast exclusives. So stay tuned for that. Royal Court members, I'm dropping the call and link for you. Team Kempire members, I'm going to drop the call and link for you next. All right. So if you're a member of the channel, I've dropped the call and links for you. All right. So this final scene is awkward at best. We have Sheree and Martell. So they greet each other with he pecks her on the cheek. At this point, they've been dating for weeks. You're telling me are you intentionally not kissing on camera? Why? So we really don't believe that this is a relationship? I don't know. But it's awkward. So she walks in and she sees that he's studying for his builder's license that he's probably going to fail again. But she's coming to update her business partner on what went down between her and Tiffany. And she's telling Martell everything that Tiffany brought up. All right. Including the comment about, oh, do you think that your, private situation is so good that it's going to make him from looking elsewhere? So she tells him all of that. She tells him about, how do you feel about dating a chronic cheater? And she says that, I watch your show too, and I know that you cheated before. And Martell seems so giddy. It seems so giddy about the fact that Shereé brought that up against her. Again, this was another scene. Remember the scene from the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 here that we see Shereé and Martell sort of having this group meeting, and this is their opportunity to take digs at their cast members. That's the energy that I was getting from this conversation that he was having with Shereé. A couple of things that they talked about. He says that he really feels like Shereé is like marriage material. He says that Shereé is submissive. Shereé even asked her, would you be open to moving to Huntsville? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll move to Huntsville. She's not moving to Huntsville. She's not leaving Chateau Thelma. I mean, she could technically act like she's moving to Huntsville because she knows Chateau Thelma is going to be safe over there. She's not moving to Huntsville. Y'all could barely kiss on camera. Who's moving? But it was the most important part of the scene was Shereé rehashing all the questions that Tiffany had for her. And in real life, Tiffany's questions were a bit much. And if it wasn't Martell, and if it wasn't this fake relationship with Martell and Shereé, normally we would be like, she was doing the most, and it was inappropriate for Tiffany to be asking these questions. Okay? I really wonder the group chat, because I wonder if Tiffany and Melody were like kikiing last night. Oh, Tiffany girl, you was a mess, Tiffany girl. You was a mess. Those questions you were asking. Because we were all like kikiing about those questions. But in real life, if this was a different people, then we would probably be like, yeah, Tiffany, you were doing the most. Unnecessarily. But for our entertainment, we were like, okay, this is funny. Just saying. All right, guys, we're almost at 600 likes. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I will drop the call-in link for the general audience once we hit 600 likes. But I think we have almost 1,300 people watching on YouTube alone. Why don't we hit 1,000 likes before the end of this live? Okay? Because when you hit this, when you like this video, this will tell the algorithm you like what you're watching here. So I'll start to show up on your algorithm. But also other content creators that look like me, that cover the same things, will start to show up on your algorithm as well. So for those of you that are YouTube content creators, it's gonna help you too. You don't just have to watch and try to figure out how I do what I do. Wow, Obi. Obi's been a member for 18 months. Wow. Obi says, I need someone, Kempire, to break down this Coleslaw versus Carson versus Martell-ish if they have free time, because the videos I've stumbled across are not what? Or I don't know what you meant by that. Yeah, I'm not going to. Sorry, Obi. I just don't, I don't get wrapped up in all of the mess that is Love and Marriage Huntsville, like the side stories. Like I'll recap the show, and I recap the show because you guys want me to recap the show. But I really don't get, unless it's something I stumble upon, like yesterday's video, where I talk about what she's accusing Martell of doing. That's it. I'm not going to dig any deeper into what caused her to do the video. No. But thank you for being a member of Obi for almost 2 years. For almost 2 years, Obi's been rocking out with us, and we appreciate you, Obi. If you are a member of the channel, I have dropped the call-in link on the community tab. For all the members, I am giving members 2-minute timer. General audience. Oh, wow. We hit over 600 likes. Thank you. I didn't see that. I'm dropping the call-in link for general audience. General audience, you will get 1 minute. All right. If you're a member, just let me know you're a member in case you come in after the general audience. Okay. But so far, the last member I have here is Miss Bernice. Okay. But I'm going to bring up Brooklyn Star first. Hold on. What's going on, Brooklyn Star? Hold on. Oh, wait, Brooklyn Star, before you talk. Hold on. Let me switch out this. Hold on. Let me just do. All right. Let me put on my disclaimer. And again, reminder to the callers, no profanity, no derogatory comments. We have zero tolerance policy. Okay. All right. Brooklyn Star, are you there?
Yes. Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm doing. How are you?
Good. I was rushing my nail lady so I can get on your live.
Don't rush the nail lady.
This episode had me gagged the whole way through. Shereé and Martell are homeboys, okay? They were sitting on that vegan leather couch like two good Judys kicking about the night before. There is no attraction whatsoever, and it is so fake, okay? Martell gets very calm on Huntsville because people know him and know he's not about nothing and that he can't pass a test. In Atlanta, he gives very cocky because nobody really knows his background. You notice the two different personalities that he's trying to portray. Tiffany was giving everything, okay? I can't really stand Tiffany, but Tiffany must work in HR. She's asking questions that nobody can answer without looking foolish and dumb. I was here for it. I was here for every single thing Tiffany was giving. And I feel like if you're bossy enough to fake a relationship, I'm going to be real enough to ask these questions. I don't care. I didn't think she
Oh,
did anything. And also, I, they love an empty vessel in Huntsville, okay? Because Martell was kind of like drooling over Shereé, and I'm like, your wife's like sitting right next to you is more accomplished than Shereé. Shereé doesn't even have like a seventh grade education, and it's just on a show. Like, why are you drooling? It's just really crazy. Like what looks in Huntsville is just so wild over than what accomplishments people have. Have you noticed that with them? They're very empty over there. But yeah, I loved everything about it. I don't really like Stormi, like what she's doing. She was just stirring the pot, and but she stirs the pot on the show, but then she's very teary on social media, like she can't handle things. It's just everybody's just giving very fake energy. But I was here for the shenanigans last night. I loved it. They could keep going with this vibe.
okay.
But that's all.
Thanks, Miss Brooklyn Star.
Nope.
Ooh. I mean, and she had like 3 seconds left. Okay, we're gonna bring up next. In my opinion, what's going on? In my opinion, how are you?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
You know I'm blessed by the best and highly favored. Let me tell you something. I told you Huntsville was this, they didn't have nothing going on down there. So I'm going to ask you that question again. Now, are you surprised
At what?
at what they think celebrity is?
Oh,
Kempire, let me tell you something. We all know this relationship is fake. We all know that it ain't real, okay? It's sad. It's sad that they will get on the show and betray themselves like this. Now, in case you didn't know, Martell was on Upscale for co-parenting and losing it all. I mean, any more questions? Like, yeah, he still ain't lost it all. But hey, it is what it is. Let me go back to Belle Collective though, cause that's who I really want to talk about. Let me tell you something. The way that man snatched her and took that mic and threw it, oh, I was like, oh no. Oh no, sir! Don't you grab that woman like that? Like he has no class, no nothing. He's not a zaddy. He's an abuser, and I don't like it.
Mm. Mm.
And then if that man can't get on the internet and the other the trees, if he can't get on the internet and not talk to people in the DMs, then he need to be single by himself.
Glenn.
Yeah. Okay, Kempire. Have a nice day.
You
Get you
too.
some good to eat now.
Thank you. Take care, Miss. In my opinion. All right. We're gonna bring up Sarah next, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about we recapped Belle Collective as well, and we recapped the last 3 episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you're part of the replay crew, we want to know how you would rate all of those episodes that we just discussed, and your thoughts on some of the things that we discussed as well. All right. We're gonna bring up Sarah next. What's going on, Sarah?
Bonjour, hello to everyone. I hope you
Bonjour.
hear me good.
Yes.
I just want to say to the producer, we know you hear us, producer. We knew you are here. Please get a Sheree intervention. Give acting coach lesson to Martell. Please. If Kempire can do it, why he can do it too? I'm sorry, you said it. You have the acting skill. Why he can do it? We need to know. We need to know. Get Kempire is better than him. I'm sorry to say that. Get Kempire. And please, yes, we need a Sheree intervention. We need to stop that. She never come to Huntsville. She never leave Chateau Shereé. We need to stop all this nonsense. Please. We love story. We love acting. We love fantasy. But that, no, we can't. We can't. You do it better, Kempire. We know that.
Oh, thank you.
So everybody, like, we have 1.2k Kempies on the chat. We need to be we need to show love because like is free and love is free. And we need that. And Shereé, she need a real man. Please, go away, Martell. Get a real guy. I'm sorry, I don't want to be hard and tough, but it's true. Have a good day to everyone and like, and share.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care. All right. Let me turn off this because the timer will hit me. Hold on. I just saved this. This is such a good question. Taisha says, why are they asking or talking next day? Did she not sleep over? You know what, Taisha? They are being very traditional, okay? They are not sleeping before marriage. They're not trying to, do all of that. They're being respectful. I can't even believe what I just said. But that is such a good question. Y'all are grown. She's not from Huntsville. Why is she knocking on your door the next day? Just asking. All right. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, what up, though? What up, though? Happy Sunday, everybody.
You too.
Okay, let me get my words right.
Oh, Lord.
No, because Belle Collective, yeah, it's Harley Quinn and the Joker. That's Letitia and her husband. Because you ain't the queen. You didn't do anything.
No.
You got a business, but we don't know what you do. Okay, so I no, and I'm sorry, Zaddy. See, an incident like that is when your brothers and your uncles is waiting for Zaddy when you get home. That was totally uncalled for. No. I mean, I'm packing my bags and I'm out of here. No, you're not gonna disrespect me like that. No, and I don't know what it is that her. She got a daddy complex or whatsoever that she got to have this man in her life. But nah, that was zero. No, I'm not coming back. You need to see your lawyer. I need to see mine. We split everything down 50-50, and you go your way. You go to the schoolyard to find you another one. And I go my way. And for what I got to say about Huntsville? Nothing. But I'm looking forward to Detroit.
Do you know any of those couples?
I don't know, and I'm hoping that they stay within the city limits and not in Southfield or Novi or Bloomfield Hills, and they stay in either the neighborhoods downtown, University District, Livernois, East English Village, and all that great stuff. All the other prominent neighborhoods in the city to showcase them. I'm gonna be behind it. I'm muted when the Scott's on there, but other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
We're gonna watch it. You know what I always say: if we could give Portia's Family of Lies a chance, we can give this a chance.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Miss Bernice.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's get into some more callers, guys. So I can get out of here. Don't forget to like the video. We have over 700 likes, but we have 1,200 people watching on multiple platforms. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. Let's get to 20,000 likes. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, like the video. If you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, like it any way you can there. Tweet it. All that's good stuff. But if you're watching on YouTube, like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Or if you dislike the video, dislike too. That helps support the channel too. Ooh. Okay, let's get to more to call. Drewski, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Drewski?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm going to be really quick, obviously. I think it's very funny that Shereé is trying to be shady about Melody. You mean the woman that doesn't want her ex-husband that kept cheating on her? That Melody? God forbid she support you in anything that you actually can put out. Like, she didn't, if she wanted Martell, she would probably still be with him, but she has the good sense and she has self-esteem, so she doesn't have to be with him. And even if this is just for money or TV or whatever, like they're not even doing it well. He's not letting you stay at his home. He doesn't call you he doesn't call you his girlfriend. Like, he does not care about you. And here she is behind another man looking stupid. And I'm not even gonna call out Bob because Bob was abusive. We were not gonna hold that against her. But like that ex-felon that you held down for years that ran away as soon as he could. And now this, like, the only consistent thing about Shereé is that she doesn't have a business and that she's always in everybody else's business and that her boyfriend don't want her. So like, you didn't, like, girl, be for real. Like, you look foolish, and she's way too old to look this foolish. Even her daughters are too old to look this foolish. But that's her business. And it's our business because she's letting us in her business.
You're right. Look, you're right. Drewski, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Reminder, guys, now we do have one member that I know of. If you're a member, please let me know when you get on the line. But members get 2 minutes and non-members get only 1 minute commentary. All right. Let me bring up Danielle because she is a member. They also get first dibs. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there. Okay, I took some notes because I'm gonna be quick.
Ooh,
But
you
I'm gonna fall
partying
back to
last
bed.
night?
Child, I went on this 8th grade field trip in New York. Was a wet, cold mess yesterday, and we walked around New York, cold and wet. And now I feel like an old lady who the rain is hitting my bones. So
Go ahead.
I've never been in New York in the rain. It was horrible. Anywho, Belle Collective. I want Keisha to go get the dentist and have her open up a practice on the street.
Oh, shut up.
Wouldn't that be bomb?
That would be.
That Keisha, we know you listening, girl.
She does. She does follow me.
Get them babies, put them in the car seat, go on over there to the new dentist office, and tell the dentist to come put up another location down on that street. That would be the bomb. Okay. Tiffany, we gotta give Tiffany. She was the go to last night's episode. Sorry, not sorry.
She really was.
Now, I'm gonna go back to the birthday party. My 14-year-old saw the clip of Mel putting Martell out, and my 14-year-old was like, "Well, why can't the dad be there?" Now, recognizing the 14-year-old don't know the whole story, that was her first response. So that's just from a kid's perspective. And their daughter is almost 14 like mine. So it's the same age demographic. So she was just like, well, that's her dad. Why can't he be at her birthday party? So that made me think about things differently when it came out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks because it's like my aha moment. Martell is going to continue to do what Melody has allowed him to do, and it's worked in the past. It's just that the things he's doing now, he's taking it to the next level. He's like, okay, because this didn't work. It worked before, so maybe I need to heighten it up a little bit. Martell has not realized that Mel is a woman who's fed up and she's had enough. But he's only doing more because in the past it has worked. So his
it's
brain
escalating.
It's escalate, right? But his brain that can't pass the test hasn't calculated. And Maurice, he can go because he doesn't even understand. I'm sorry, he doesn't understand what's been going on with him and this parenting thing. Him and Kimmi. Yes, to your point, we loved him when he was supporting Kimmi through the cancer, and as he was supposed to. He was supposed to step up as a man and as her husband. But the co-parenting thing, to your point, even if Kimmi was the biological mother, you're still supposed to support as a husband, as that child's father, and as the man of the house. Like, where's the connect? I don't understand how he's not connected. Also, don't forget the Scott brothers are from Detroit. So that's how the connection comes in with them introducing the Detroit episode or series because they're from Detroit. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, oh, shucks, I forgot. The last thing. Keep in mind when we seen Martell come to Shereé's house, Shereé was like, oh, go on, baby, change your clothes. But Shereé, you didn't get to stay. And Martell's like, that scene just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense because we saw something totally different last week on Housewives. And then we come to this week's episode and yeah.
It's a lie.
It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Okay, bye, y'all.
Take care. All right. Again, member, if you're a member backstage, please let me know. But if you're not a member, everyone's getting 1 minute. All right. So we got to wrap this up. I'm going to take some more callers. I'm going to bring Adrian up next. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, love, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you know I'm a member. All right, here I go.
Okay.
So look, as far as the tea party, I told you from the previews, and I knew it when the episode aired. I did not like that. I cannot stand the so-called elders in our community that don't know how to talk to other adults. That is so triggering for me. Stormi is not a wounded baby bird. She was sitting there having a disagreement with another grown woman. And in that context, they could have worked it out. That mama did not need to jump in and jump down Mel's throat telling her to shut up and everything. Ladies, sit down and shut up and let your grown daughter fight her own battles. Tiffany was being a messy bone collector, just like Shereé and Giselle. They were. It's kind of like to move the story along, right? Like you know how they do to ask just the questions that don't nobody want to ask is too uncomfortable. They do that to move the story along. But yes, it does feel very production kind of whispered in their ear. But womp womp to Shereé yet again for sitting there letting a man make you look stupid. That man sitting there had her looking silly. He didn't even have the graciousness to introduce her or have her on his arm as he worked the room. Maurice and Kimmi obviously noticed in the energy was all said to look like a business arrangement. I love soror Kimmi. That's my soror. I love, but Kimmi, I'm gonna need you to let this go about how Mel and Martell used to look. That ship has sailed. It's over. It ain't coming back. I'm gonna need you. I really need her to let that go. When Marceau said that Martell looked like an airbrush superhero, I hollered. That was funny. And it was weird to have Shereé around the kids because when Tiffany asked, "Have you been around the kids?" and she said, "Yeah," as if in another time outside of when Mel had the little boy at signing, she made it seem like she had been around them other times than that, which I find is completely disrespectful. Without you wanting to talk to Mel, you are a woman that has children, have had to deal with co-parenting before. You know how that works. Not to mention the fact that if that was Mel that had some man in her life around them kids and Martell wasn't aware, he would make that his whole storyline about how he was being disrespected as the father and he needed to know and da 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 da. And Shereé is not a girl's girl because she said again that as long as he ain't doing it to her, she don't care. And his antics and everything he was doing to Mel was on social media at the same time they were supposed to be together. And did you see her face when he was talking about he don't have no feelings for Mel? Did you see the face? And lastly, with Keke, and and he talked about her submissiveness. She's not submissive, she's a pick me. Anyway, and then lastly with Keke was right. If y'all don't know each other, I didn't even realize that they had texted. I don't sit around texting people that I don't know that well.
Or know of.
Or know of. Anyway, that's my time, love.
Thanks, Adrian. Take care.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, a mess. All right, we're gonna take these last three callers. We got Kari backstage, we got Winter, and we got Sir Capricorn. Again, we have a timer just because I have to. I got things to do on a Sunday. Don't forget, guys, we will be live tonight exclusively on our TikTok watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta together. A recap for Real Housewives of Atlanta will be tomorrow afternoon, and we will be having a recap of Summer House, our first very ever live recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. I will be posting the links later on today, like tonight, whenever. All right, so turn on your notifications and be sure to follow me on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I usually post my, when I'm going live there as well. And for everything Kempire, head on over to TheKempire.com for our social media, our House of Kempire merch as well. So let's get into Kari. What's going on, Kari?
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
So I just want to say, just when I thought IndieCon was the worst thing that happened to Black reality TV, here comes Carlo King with his addiction to exploiting abusive relationships. Promoting yourself as the king of reality TV when you can't even protect your female cast is laughable. Last I checked, kings don't let peasants run rampant in their kingdom. Yet here you have multiple abusive peasants living large off of you. Somebody just look in Latrice's left ear and tell me if you can see out the right. And after you do that, go around to the chateau and bop Shereé over the head just because she need it. I know she ain't got nothing up there. Love or hate Mel, out of all of these women on these shows, show that she's the only one being a boss in every aspect of her life. Y'all can get on her for maintaining boundaries with that abusive, derogatory word that I can't say because Kempire is going to get mad at me. But I am tired of seeing women claim to be this standard, claim to be on this high threshold. Meanwhile, you have this man snatching you up out of a bar. Meanwhile, you have this man telling you that you prostitute because you made him wrap up. Meanwhile, you think you should be bragging about sleeping with a man that's cheating on you. Meanwhile, all of these other things, Tisha's going viral on Twitter right now for that clip of Martell almost sending their kid into anaphylactic shock from giving him peanut butter, and he has a peanut allergy. I am tired of it, and I honestly just want all of Carlos King's shows canceled because it's very triggering.
Damn. All right, Kari. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Kari always reads them down. I was like, ooh. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. This is our weekly recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. We recapped the last 3 episodes because I was away, so we didn't have a chance to recap it. Shout out to our members of the channel. To become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And we could not have the community that we have without, first of all, our community, but also our King's Guards, aka our moderators. So don't forget to say hello and thank you to our moderators that are in the building. We got Foxy, we got Diana, we got Danielle, we've got I don't want to forget anybody. Who else is in the building? Where are my mods? But shout out to all of our mods. We appreciate them. All right. Winter's backstage. We're gonna bring her up next. What's going on, Winter?
Hi, Kempire. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so for Latrice and her daddy, whatever you want to call it, that scene was really like cringy. Like I, as a victim of domestic violence before, I felt that scene. Like I felt like she was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he grabbed her and the way she got up so quickly, it just looked so nerve-wracking. And I was just like, oh my God, somebody save this girl. Like, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but they need to look more into that. And it was triggering me. Like, I don't know. I pay attention to things like that because I've been there before. So yeah, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
But Huntsville, I want to go back to back to where they talk about the business. Like, I know we're watching reality, we talk about the drama, but like I love shows that we talk about the business. We see people growing and people doing things. Like, before they used to talk about what they were doing before with their businesses. And I just want to get back to that. Like, it really inspires the community. Like, that's all I had to say.
Thank you, Winter, for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Take care. I mean, I feel like the larger audience and replay crew and those in the live chat, let me know, do you want to see more of the businesses? And I feel like we've said that, and I feel like they are paying attention because I feel like in these last few episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville, we are starting to see a little bit more of the business side. Remember, we were talking about Stormi showing the business, but I feel like they showed Stormi having a meeting that felt awkward, it felt forced, it felt pre-produced. No, let's see what's going on to the day-to-day. Let's see her cousin not doing what he's supposed to be doing, or her cousin showing up late. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it should feel natural because we know you're running $1 million business. We know Campus Beauty is $1 million business, a legitimate business. Martell's businesses, look, I don't know about all that. Just saying. All right. And last and definitely not least, we're going to break. Sir Capricorn, are you there? Sir Capricorn must have stepped away. Oh, no, here you go. What's going on, Sir Capricorn? What's going on? What are your thoughts?
How's it going? All right, so one, I want to thank everyone for the 1-month anniversary membership wishes. Thank you so much. So real quick, I want to go to back to the Tea Party real quick. So Miss Betty, if you saw Stormi's interview with Carlos, Miss Betty actually said her issue with Mel is that Mel actually agreed with her when she said that Stormi spoils her child. And she said she felt like Mel was trying to be a kiss up to her. So that's her real issue with Mel, that she feels like Mel is a kiss up to her, which was dumb. But but move forward. Tiffany definitely carried last night, and she did an amazing job. And for me, it's just it's Bone Collector of Love Marriage Huntsville meets Bone Collector of Rolla, and Shereé got a taste of her own medicine.
Ooh.
That's how I look at it. Love Shereé, but still, she got a taste of her own medicine. And just like everybody else said, it does feel like a business deal. So for here, it seems like a business deal, but on Housewives, Shereé makes it seem like it's more like Martell makes it seem over here makes it seem like it's more of a business thing. But then when you get to Housewives, it's like Shereé's more into Martell than Martell's into her on there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And last thing, Detroit, I'm excited for Detroit. That's also where they filmed Growing in Gospel.
Oh.
So it kind of makes sense now that why he's ended up staying in that area.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Capricorn, for calling in.
Thanks.
Take care. Okay. All right. With 30 seconds to spare. All right. Let me just say, congratulations, Miss Buck, for being a member for 11 months. Yay. All right. Plain Jane says, love you, Kemp. Are you doing RHOA taglines? I will talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta taglines tomorrow during our recap of the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did do a short form video. This is why it's good to follow me on other platforms. I did do a short form video of that on my TikTok and on my Instagram Reels. So be sure to check that out if you missed it there. And I believe I uploaded it to our YouTube. If not, I'll definitely do that after the live. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're almost at 800 likes. We have over 1,200 people for our recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. As Capricorn mentioned, we are going to talk about Love and Marriage Detroit. When it premieres in June, it will probably be a part of our Sunday recaps as well. So stay tuned for that. It will be interesting to see what exactly that show brings. And don't forget to support our sponsor this month, Rose Forever. More information is available in the description. But with the discount code Kempire25, you can get $25 off of your order. Roses that will last you up to a year. So be sure to check out roseforever.com or the link in the description. Those of you watching on TikTok, thank you guys so much for tapping your screens. Let's get to 30,000 likes there. We're going to get out of here. Final thoughts. Again, I really feel like Tiffany saved this episode for me. These last couple of weeks, she's really been bringing it, and she really came out of left field. Did not expect it. Sheree's appearance on Love and Marriage Huntsville was a big womp womp womp. It really wasn't anything special. It just solidified for me that this is not a real relationship and that Martell is still very much in love with Melody, and I wish he would get over her and leave her alone. Period. Period. Anyways, thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to our King's Guards. We could not do this without them. Thank you to everyone that called in. And thank you to our members for their monthly support. We appreciate you guys. We have over 1,200 people in the building. Can we get to 900 likes before we end the live? We appreciate your support. Liking the video is one of the ways of doing that. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on Belle Collective season premiere. I want to know your thoughts on Love and Marriage Huntsville, those last 3 episodes that we talked about. Thank you so much for this super chat, Sir Capricorn. Says, y'all gonna love Martha's Vineyard. It's fire. Yeah, we did 2 recaps so far of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We will be recapping it tomorrow for our very first live recap tomorrow evening. So stay tuned for that. If you are watching the show, we're going to talk about it live. You'll be able to call in and share your thoughts then. All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. Let me play my music, and I will see you all tonight for our Real Housewives of Atlanta watch party on TikTok exclusively. Thank you for being here. Bye, y'all.